I'm going to be the first person in the world to drop in from the tallest building in the new skate and successfully land in a ramp. Maybe. Probably not. I've seen people already do much wilder things than this in the pre-alpha alone, but is it actually possible to drop off the M Corp building, that's this one, and successfully land on a ramp? Well, I intend on finding out today. That's why I'm here. Now, I had a feeling that this was going to take me a little while, so I'll try my best to cut this down as much as possible. Maybe not TikTok levels of cut down, but I'll do my best. It's nothing quite like modern content that is just 20 minutes of a guy talking over the many, many times he jumped off a building in a video game. At least I'm guessing it's 20 minutes. If this video is longer than 20 minutes, you can demand a personal apology from me. The building in question is this one here. It's big, it's looming, and it's just begging to be climbed. And to be jumped off, but like in a fun way. Now, I've already climbed up this building a few times in the pre-alpha, as have many other players, and you can just go up there and be assured that you're going to see people jumping off it over and over again. It's just this is impulsive human nature. I can only imagine that many more people are going to be doing this exact same thing when September 16th rolls around, so get used to it, I guess. But until masses of players come along and start doing things that are much more impressive than anything I am capable of, I figured I would give this a go. So first off, we actually have to get up the building to... Oh. You okay? Yeah, he's probably fine. First, we actually have to get up the building, and that alone can take like 15 minutes. If you're going to do this, make sure you place down a lot of markers on your way, and when you do get to the top, remember to put one down there too, because if you fall at any point, you'll be climbing all the way back up again. Once I reached the top, then I figured this would be the best place to drop from. It's front and center and will lead straight down into the courtyard below. So first things first, I needed to drop straight off this ledge and see how my skater actually fared, because we want to do it without any alterations or anything, so we can see if we're consistently going to hit the same spot. Ooh. You okay? Yeah, he's fine. Cool. Let's go again. Okay, so it was clear I needed to drop a little further out to actually avoid clipping the building on the way down, as the glass itself actually slopes out a little bit, almost like a ramp itself, but with these annoying things that just are here to ruin the fun. I tried placing down a little ramp, not to actually skate off it, but just to get a better position a little further out from the building, except somehow I ended up actually just skating along the glass this time. Like, I don't know. I moved the ramp out a little more, and it has physics. I moved the ramp out a little more carefully. There you go. And tried it from a little bit further out again. Hopefully me standing on the edge doesn't tip it over. Okay, no. Cool, we're good. But again, we're just going along the glass. It's alright, buddy. This'll be over soon. It won't. Next phase of the plan. Bigger ramp. Again, I was just trying to get further out so I could actually hit the ground with the skateboard, but I'm not really sure what happened here, and then it just got weirder. Okay. Flip the ramp. I don't know. Maybe this will work. Oh, okay. It did not work. Alright, let's try here first, and then, no, even worse. Okay. Oh, man. I'm 27. I don't need my back to hurt any more than it already does. Thank you. Better clap to safety, I guess. Alright, so no luck with that ledge. What if I tried making a plank out of these boards? Surely that might give me enough distance to, like, manage. It's a bit fiddly, and we got somewhere with it, so let's give that a go. Okay, distance isn't working out like I had in mind. I tried once more to extend these boards out a little bit further, and Right, new plan. We're just gonna jump and caveman it at this point. Much to the dismay of my poor skater, this meant jumping off just a few more times. And, you know, just going from the same spot, trying to do it in different ways and replicate the method to find the easiest and most consistent spot on the ground to hit. Luckily, I could actually use these lines on the ground to kind of measure where I was hitting. So this spot was actually pretty great. And now it's just a lot of trial and terror as we hit the ground over and over again, trying to find where I was hitting the most. After getting something of an idea of the kind of area that I was actually hitting frequently, I placed down some quarter pipes and officially had a target to see if this was even going to be possible. Yeah, sure, knock yourself out, buddy. Okay, so I was a little short of the mark here, but let's keep giving it a shot. Ooh. Oh, okay, it's still a little short. Let's go again. Maybe a bigger jump. Not a bigger jump. Okay, noted. Nope. No. 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 This was 2 hours of my life, by the way. Okay, so I'm going to move the ramps back a little bit, being as I'm pretty consistently hitting the spot right behind them. Right. Still behind. Okay. How did I even do that? Oh, okay. We actually hit the ramp that time. Progress is being made. I tried grabbing the board here on the way down to try and get a little bit more stability and leeway in the approach, but he just ended up pulling it back flat at the last second and just slams into the ramp. So, no more grabs. Okay, he's still pulling it back flat, so we're gonna have to be pretty exact with this landing at this point. If this was Hall of Meat, we'd be racking up those medical bills. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the closest we've been for this entire time so far, where we can actually see that the board was positioned well and the back wheels clipped the edge of the ramp. So, again, pretty close. We're getting somewhere. Maybe I just need wings. I don't need wings. At this point, I was just desperate to land it right then and there because this was so close at this point. I would not let this challenge defeat me, unlike that guy over there. He's going through some stuff. Okay, so we're hitting the ramp in a way that feels like it should work, and with how wild Skate is as a series, I refuse to believe that this just simply wouldn't be possible. It had to be possible. I tried moving the ramps back ever so slightly a little bit more, and, oh. Sorry, man. Nope. Okay. It's, I'm not sure if this is actually changing anything. So after a couple more attempts, I moved the ramps back a little more again, and still short. So at this point, I'll save you the next 20 minutes of attempts. It wasn't working. Still close, but not working. I needed to try something new. So at this point, I just started leaping off without the board, just to try and slow my approach with the spread eagle method, and see if I could like refine this actual caveman approach at the last second and figure that bit out without the velocity. This would actually be the core idea for the challenge going forwards, but apparently I was still intent on trying the same things over and over again. Yeah, sure, move the ramps around a little bit more, that'll do it. Idiot. I just kept going to the point where I can't even be bothered to edit this whole part of the footage because it's just boring and kind of sad. Once I finally had a little bit of sense again, I knew I had to change up the approach. What about the crane? I safely and securely made my way over to the crane hook and tried dropping from there to see if the landing spot would be consistent, and then moved one of the ramps into that space to kind of see if this was going to work instead. Close, but the same problem once more. So, maybe the velocity was just too much for the game to manage when it came to landing such a small 90-degree angle. At this point, I tried switching out the quarter pipes for sloped roller ramps, hoping it would give me a little bit more leeway in the approach. Okay, we got new ramps. Time for new attempts. Oh. The ramp is gone. Alright, I'm bored of this guy now. Let's do a training montage. Okay, so it's been a while, and we're still no closer to successfully landing anything. So, you know what they say, a little rolling around with strangers is a great way to clear your head. Somebody says that. And then I realized not how to do this, just that my skater was like really caked up in this mocap suit, and it's kind of funny. I don't know how I haven't been making meteor-sized craters with all of these direct impacts on the ground. I might be losing it a little bit. Okay, so remember how I said earlier that the spread eagle method would come in later. Welcome to later. I was over an hour into recording this. I really needed to do something different. So the idea was to slow the approach to the ramp, giving me a moment to put the skateboard under my feet at the last second, and yeah, that. Okay, so that success? Maybe, but it's progress, right? I feel like I could do more with that, like make it more of a grand trick rather than just a fluke experiment. So I got back to jumping off the building over and over again, this time just free falling. It was actually really hard to land a second time, but at least this time we knew it was possible, which is more than could be said for earlier. With continued attempts to replicate the landing, I began to think up ways that I could actually spice up the trick a little bit more. Eventually I thought about changing the start back to a drop-in. I figured if I could drop in from the top of the building and then pull off the same landing at the bottom, then it would feel more like an actual trick rather than just diving off and doing a caveman. Well, I figured that after about another 20 minutes of straight attempts. Right, yes, here. This is where I tried going back to the drop-in approach. It seemed like a good idea to actually drop in from the top of the building, skate alongside the glass and like do a laser flip or something, and then go into free fall, caveman it. Maybe another little trick in there somewhere. I just felt like that would be more interesting and more successful, so many more attempts followed. Here I started to throw in some flips to the free fall because I figured if I was going to go from board to free fall back to board, then it makes sense to make the free fall a part of the trick too. Some of you may have noticed that I changed the ramps back to quarter pipes along the way, and yes, I switched them under the guise that I could caveman into them at the same way that I did the roller ramps. But that didn't last. I switched them back to the sloped roller ramps because we knew that worked. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and this idea most certainly is not broke. But then, ladies, gentlemen, and all those watching, we did it. Like second attempt after changing the ramps back. I don't want to talk about the ramps. We pulled it off with a drop-in, a late nollie laser flip, backflip into a free fall, and then caveman onto the roller ramp, and off to victory. Honestly, the methods and ideas changed along the way a lot, and there may still be something much more impressive that can be done here, but I'm sure we'll see plenty of players doing unbelievable things in the coming weeks and beyond. But for now, I'm just glad that I actually managed some kind of success here, because I needed it. After all this, my back hurts. And so, here is the world's first successful drop-in from the tallest building in Skate, with absolutely no editing to make it look cooler than it was. Cool.